Okay, gang, it's that time already. We're going to do the ACT 5 update 3 already. I've been out here. Well, I come out here and work, and I wouldn't say I overwork. I go in and take breaks, and I pack orders and do stuff, but I'm steady at it. But you're going to see today what's been happening since video 2, and I hope you enjoy it. Hey, everybody, I got inside and I got to thinking. I wanted to also take a moment and thank everybody for 24,000 subscribers. We finally hit that. I and it, we would have never have gotten there if it wasn't for all of you. I never expect to get an award from YouTube or anything because I do this for me, and you guys. Sometimes, I include you guys, but really, this whole channel started because of me wanting to document, working on different layouts, and just for my purpose, I can go back and look at and see how young I was at one time, and so forth. But I wanted to thank every one of you for being here, and thank you for creating the 24,000 subs. Okay, gang, I don't know where I left off, but today I came out here and I got my lighting. If you see that electric plug there in the middle, that's on its own 110 circuit that is controlled by what was the red switch on the other layout, and it turns the power on and off for the lighting. So I have those all connected back or put back on the new stringers, and I have all the wire attached up to the bottom of the stringers all the way around. Of course, I got this dumb cardboard in the way, but anyway, you can see over there that I have it mounted, and I've got it mounted all the way around. And what I had was I had a switch here, and the switch actually turned off a plug that was mounted over here. So now I've got a plug on it there because it plugged into a receptacle. That will now likely come out of the switch whenever I get it mounted and go directly to that wire. I don't know if that makes sense. But I also have that rope light laying on the ground over there, and I'm thinking about putting that on the inside of the black 1x4, the L girder 1x4 down there, on the inside of it, along there, to light up the model box case. But we'll see on that. I'm not sure about that either. As you can see, the one thing I haven't done yet that I can do is my bus line. And really all I have to do is just put, attach the bus line to every stringer all the way around from one side to the other. Another thing I did, well, I don't know if I showed it. I can't remember what I did last video. But anyway, I got this bent around and I have it secured in place, and I had wet the back side of it, so it should be good to go in that position. And when I cut the end of this board off right here, then I'll be able to cut off the backdrop accordingly. Then the piece that I cut off already is laying there, and as luck would have it, it'll go on the back side of there. So once it's cut and once that's going back to my spray booth, that'll have some kind of decoration on it. And I patched all the holes in the wall, as you can see, and I'm going to go over tonight and see if I can get something to adapt this hole to that outgoing vent over there, so that when I turn this around, I'll be able to hook it up there. Like a dummy, I think I mentioned it in the video, there was an adapter there and I threw it away. But so I can get something metal, and I can put some silicone around it, and I can put it on there and screw it in. But we'll figure that out. But this evening, if I get time, I'm going to go look for that and maybe a small piece of tubing, because I don't know whether I'll have to measure the height from the center of this fan when I turn this around, and up from the floor to the vent over there, to see if it's gonna, when I push it back there, is it gonna line right up with it, or how's that gonna work? I don't know yet, so we're gonna figure that out. And when I go over there to look for that, I'm going to take my can of blue paint and over there with me and have them shake it for me. Then I'll come in here and touch up the paint. And I may wait. Well, I'll touch it up before I scoot that back, and then retouch it up when I get it off the wall here. So anyway, that's where I stand today. I temporarily have the switch connected there so that I could actually plug in that yellow cord to the wall over there, and I can get 110 around the layout. I just have to put some screw-on caps on that so I don't shock myself. But it's all good all the way around the layout. So that's where I am right now, and that's it. Okay, gang. As you can see, I got the wall painted back there. I need to give another coat because some black paint bled through a little bit. But I've got that all painted. I've got the backdrop up there temporarily. I have wet the heck out of the back of it, and I'm trying to get it to get a shape. But what I'm thinking is that I'm going to start cutting it over there and cut it kind of down, and then just cut a random shape in it down to here, and then taper it off to wherever it ends, because it's just kind of dark back in here. And when you stand, hang on a minute, gotta dodge all the stuff. When you stand over here, it really doesn't need to be all the way up straight. So we're going to cut it at a random angle, starting back at the wall, coming around the corner and down somewhere to where those pieces of wood are jammed in there. But anyway, the paint booth is there. I have the paint booth hooked up to the exhaust over there going outside. I have it functioning because I put in a power strip here, and I will tie up this wire to the bottom of the table and take it around there, and then wad up the excess over here. That transformer goes back from there to the paint booth, and that power strip right there will wind up being the feed for the layout. So it was feeding out of this plug over here because the layout went all the way down there. It now does not, so we'll take the power over there and feed all the power to the layout from there for the DCC system and the lighting. And that will be a piece of cake, and it'll be protected there. Anyway, I've told you I've got all the power outlets back on there. As you can see, I have a mess in here, and I got to do something about it. So I guess my next chore is to clean up some of this, because Gavin is coming tomorrow, and I do believe he's going to help me go get my plywood. Not that I'm going to start laying the plywood out here, but he's going to help me get the plywood here. So I've got to get some of this mess cleaned up, and I have got to get the bus wire all tied up underneath, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. It's just hanging down. All I've got to do is just put hangers on it and suspend it from the girders. So I'm going to work on that. I'll probably suspend that first, get that ready to go. Oh, by the way, also my DVD player, I'm not sure that I'm even going to implement that again. But anyway, it's all plugged into a receptacle that's behind that cabinet, and that's why that cabinet sticks out from the wall so far. So we're going to try and rectify that issue as well, even if I do or do not use the DVD player. But we're going to mess with that and see what we can come up with. And like I say, hook up the wire and try and clean up the room. Okay, everybody, I know it doesn't look like much. What I did tonight, I got the piece of carpet cut where I moved the cabinet down over there, got it put in. There's one more piece to put in back behind that blue rolling cart, but I'm not prepared to pull that out yet. But I had to clean off this table, which you remember had all kinds of tools and junk on it. And I've got stuff kind of put back on the wall, back away, out of the way, I guess you might say. Most of it with the exception of this stuff right here. But what I'm trying to do is clear off this table because Robin had ordered our mini graphics mucilage for doing the wallpaper, the doll wallpaper stuff. And I'm going to try tonight to glue up that backdrop over there. So we'll see how that goes. And if I get done with that one, I'll do that one. That way I can paint them in and have that out of the way, because tomorrow Gavin and I are going to get some sheets of plywood. So I've got to get some of this cleaned up. Oh, another thing I did was I hooked up the bus wire. As you can see, it's attached to the bottom of the stringers all the way around, underneath that piece of cardboard where you can't see it, and all the way back over to there. So that's where we're at tonight. Okay, gang, I have that one glued up. I've got to keep going back here a little bit and keep pushing it down right here on the edge. But certainly we're going to cover that up with something because the sceneries don't match there. Of course, I need to wipe it all off with a sponge at the top. But anyway, that's in place. And all of that over there is in place. All glued up. So I'll go in, touch that up with paint. That one's not going to take too much. Don't know what I'm going to do down here. I overlapped the rock here on the end up over the masonite. So I'm not real sure what I'm going to do there. But we'll figure it out as we go. But there you have it. And I used about a half a jar to put those pieces up. That's basically 3 sections. And that's all I got for you tonight. Okay, everybody, here we are again playing musical cardboard. What I got going on right now is, if I swing you around here, is I'm going to cut these stringers off. And I have them marked where I need to cut them off. And Gavin and I were talking about, hang on a minute, I'm looking around trying to find something. We're talking about how to hold up the lower deck, and this is what we came up with. This will be screwed in, and it will come out to that outer line that has the X through it, and these will be cut to the length of the other line, the line to the right. Therefore, the lower level can sit on these. You'll understand once I get them cut and once I get these on there. But anyway, that's how we decided to do the lower level. Then we can put a 1x4, lay a 1x4 on there, and lay the track on a 1x4. So that's what we're doing at this very moment. Plus, I did get, and I don't have them blended yet, but I did get 2 pieces of backdrop put up back there. And we'll see how to get all that connected. But that's what I'm doing today, and I had to get the table saw out. It's supposed to be 50-mile-an-hour winds this afternoon. So I wanted to get out there and cut that stuff. And cutting these off is going to make a mess in here, but nothing I can't clean up. Talk to you later. Okay, guys. Today I was going to cut the stringers in here, and I thought, no, I don't want to make a mess. So I took all the stringers off, cut them back, and then put these supports, or screwed these supports underneath all the way down. And this is how it will be. And this is the room I have. And if you picture the masonite being the 1/2-inch plywood overhanging, that's what it'll be, the lower tracks, the 2 lower tracks. And then when they get around that corner over there and back to that corner, they'll start going uphill and go around the loop, and they'll be up on top and around to the layout. But essentially, this is how it'll look. And if you look at it down this way, of course, I've knocked the masonite back, but then there'll be, oops, sorry for my finger again, but there'll be fascia on here with cutouts in it. And the fascia will likely be about 1/4 of an inch taller than this wood right here. So if something falls off the track or whatever, it won't go to the floor. And then I'm thinking about putting masonite up, cutting pieces that go in here up the back, so that it blocks your view of all the junk underneath there, and you don't see whatever you don't want to see. I don't want you to see. But anyways, as you can see, the 1x4 fits right on the ledge. The fascia will bolt or screw right to the extensions there, and that'll give a place for the lower level to go. When it gets over here, we'll cut the plywood. We'll start taking it around and up to the top, up to full height, right probably back about there. Oops, sorry. But anyway, that's the game plan. That's what it'll look like. I think there's good separation in the locomotives. That's about 1.5 inches between centers. And I think we're off and running. Now I've got to do the same thing, and I've got some pieces cut for those stringers down on that end. This end won't require any stringers being cut, because by the time it gets over here, it'll be going uphill. So those uprights there will be cut and risers put in there to the wood. Anyways, it makes sense to me. But we'll go around, this will go around this corner right here. And then there'll be those same kind of, actually I have them, hold on. I have them right here. So those will be screwed on there and glued, and they will stick out like that. And that will come around the corner, likely on plywood, and come over to here and go up there. So that's it. And I think we're going to call this one. I think the video is going to get too long, but I'll keep you posted as I go. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this one. And I don't really have much else to say. How unusual. Except for, thanks for watching.